The alchemy of light, transmutation of the soul. They say the alchemists sought to turn lead into gold, but those who truly understood knew the secret ran deeper. The metals they worked with were not found in the earth, but in the hidden chambers of the soul. The furnace was not made of brick and flame, but of trial, time, and transformation. For true alchemy was never about wealth or magic. It was about awakening. It was about turning the lead of ignorance into the gold of illumination, and that same ancient fire still burns within those who dare to know themselves. This is the alchemy of the spirit, the great work of inner transmutation. The ancient masters spoke in symbols. They called the soul prima materia, the first matter, raw, unrefined, filled with potential, but clouded by the impurities of fear, desire, and illusion. The great work begins when the seeker recognizes this within themselves, when they see that the true laboratory is the heart and the mind combined. The process of alchemy unfolds in stages, not of metal, but of consciousness. First comes calcination, the burning away of false identity. Everything the ego clings to, pride, certainty, control, is reduced to ash in the fire of awareness. Then comes dissolution, the softening, the surrender, where the rigid structures of the self melt into fluid being. Here, emotion and intuition cleanse what intellect alone cannot. From this emerges separation, the sorting of the true from the false, the gold from the dross. The alchemist begins to discern what in them is eternal and what is illusion. Next is conjunction, the marriage of opposites. Spirit and matter, masculine and feminine, light and shadow, no longer enemies, but partners in harmony. Then comes fermentation, the spark of divine life entering the purified vessel. The soul begins to awaken to higher consciousness. Inspiration, vision, renewal. Distillation follows. Refinement through practice, meditation, awareness. The light grows clear, the vessel transparent. And finally, coagulation. When the alchemist becomes the stone itself, the union of heaven and earth made manifest. The divine and the human fused as one. This is the philosopher's stone, not a jewel, but a state of being, the immortal within the mortal. Spirit awakened in form. First rehook the inner fire. Narrator, the fire that fuels this work is not of the world, it burns within. Every challenge, every sorrow, every loss becomes the heat that purifies the heart. The alchemist knows, you cannot become gold without passing through fire. Suffering is not punishment, it is transformation. It is the lead melting away, so the light can emerge. Each trial you face is a crucible, a chance to refine your essence. When the world seems to fall apart, remember, the furnace is doing its work. Emotional variety, the shadow and the light. Narrator, there are moments on this path when the alchemist feels only darkness, when the old self dies, but the new self has not yet been born. This is called the nigredo, the blackening, the night of the soul. But even here, something sacred is happening. The soul is being purified in secret. Like gold hidden within ore, its brilliance waits beneath the ash, and then suddenly, a glimmer of light. The albedo, the whitening, clarity, peace, the breath of the divine. The alchemist sees beauty in what was broken, meaning in what was lost. Then comes the rubedo, the reddening, the dawn of full illumination. Spirit and matter joined in perfect harmony. The divine fire blazing in human form. This is the rebirth, the moment when the soul becomes the light it once sought. As the alchemist awakens, they begin to see the hidden unity in all creation. They realize that transformation is not theirs alone. The whole cosmos is engaged in the same great work. Stars are born from darkness. Plants rise from decay. Life renews itself endlessly. Everything, from galaxies to grains of sand, is a mirror of the same eternal process. Death, transformation, rebirth. To know this is to see the divine everywhere. In fire, in stone, in your own breath. The Hermetic axiom whispers again. As above, so below. As within, so without. The alchemist does not escape the world. They transform it by transforming themselves. Every thought refined, every emotion transmuted, every act born from consciousness is an offering of gold to the universe. In this way, the world itself becomes the vessel of the great work. The awakened alchemist walks quietly, but their presence changes everything they touch. They are no longer seeking the stone. They have become it. In every age, the great work continues. Each soul that seeks truth is another alchemist tending the hidden flame. The gold of the spirit is not found in vaults or crowns. It shines in compassion, wisdom, and awareness. When you face your own darkness with courage, you perform the sacred art. When you turn pain into insight, you transmute lead into light. And when you awaken to the truth that the divine has always been within you, you complete the circle of alchemy. So remember, you are both the vessel and the fire, the stone and the gold, the seeker and the found. The great work is not something you begin, it is what you are. And when you realize this, the world itself turns to gold.